Hello all, welcome back to Winter Talks, where we talk to some crazy people about some crazy stuff, because let's be honest, if you're doing this with me, you're crazy. Today, we have the real unknown. How are you doing today, sir? Yes. Anyway, so,
Yeah, hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really excited to do this. We've been wanting to at least do something akin to this for a while now.
Yeah, and I'm doing as
So
well. I'm doing well too. Yeah.
So, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience here? Tell us who you are, what you do as
Well,
a content creator.
my name is unknown. Uh, I am a musician, kind of a shit poster. I want to start getting into shit posting because that's probably fun as hell. Um, I make abstract movies as well. I make ARGs. I'm pretty much just a hybrid of Will Ryan and Trent Reznor.
That is a very accurate description. Yes, I do agree with that statement. So, let's get into your introduction into the scene
That would be
as
sensational.
a content creator. Where was your start in terms of everything? Because you have the channel that's on YouTube, but judging by that channel and how long I've known you, you've been around longer than that channel has existed.
I initially kind of was known for just using MIDI files with different sound fonts and just claiming them as real instrumental covers, which was a stupid idea. I was, I don't exactly have the best upbringing. To be fair, I don't think anyone does nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fucking. But my very first video under the real unknown name was a remix of Face Off with the Garden by Pastel.
Okay.
It's not up anymore because I won't get into that, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Plus, additionally, QPL3X. I'm sure you've probably heard of that guy. Yikes, don't like him. He basically said for me to just delete it, and I was like, I mean, yeah, it kind of sounds like dog shit. So,
Okay.
but that's basically my very first ever video. Yeah.
And in terms of stuff that isn't, on the channel, where did you, get that starting point? Where did you? I really want to ask, like, musically, like, what was your entrance into the content creation scene? Like, how did that, I guess, start?
Probably Descent.
Okay.
Descent was really just what put me into the eye of like maybe 5 people at most. Because like in case it isn't obvious, I'm a very small content creator. I come out of bumfuck nowhere incorporated.
Same here. So
uh,
I can empathize with that.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Um. Okay. So before we go into Descent and by proxy Unspeakable, let's talk inspirations. You already you did hint at, being kind of a hybrid of both Trent Reznor and Will Ryan in terms of your style of creation. Talk a little bit
Yes.
about that. Like, how did you? Oh my God! Pardon me.
Are you okay?
I'm good. How did you get into both of those creators, and how did their styles create what you have now?
Now that is a very good question. And there's kind of an interesting little story behind one of those people. Not Will, Trent. But first of all, I will start with Will. I said Will twice in a sentence. The fuck? Hello? Bueno? Okay.
You good?
This is literally just me. But, like, Will, I initially, found out from It's Time to Die. Ew.
I mean, hey, you got to start somewhere, and it just turns out that sometimes the best places or the first places to start aren't what's best. So
Because I think we can agree It's Time to Die EQ-wise is dog shit.
it is, but I will give it the I will give it the leverage that it is, the first big song that Will made. So, gotta give him credit somewhere. But
Yeah.
carrying on.
And, initially I didn't really listen to him as much. Like, I thought, oh, he's a FNAF musician. Cool, yeah. Because that's all I thought he was.
Yeah.
Which I was wrong. So then, like, down the line, I started checking out more of his music, like Follow, Wait, Repeat. EQ was bad, but still good. Then I started checking out, like, Game Over, Atomic Renegade, his heavier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked out Heart of an Artist, which is arguably where, as you all know, Iris was born.
Yeah, for sure.
And, it was great. Then I remember in 2019 I was anticipating Goliath's Throne, and I have a vivid memory of the actual live stream of Will saying "Let's raise some hell." I hope there's an archive of that somewhere. I remember that was the coolest voice I've ever heard Will do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
considering how big the DA community is, there could very well be there could be a recording of that whole live stream sitting on someone's phone or computer.
Probably. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, I remember that live stream. It was so much fun being able to, because that was really, if you don't mind, that was really my first time interacting with the community side of DA games, because I had been hanging around, like just kind of lurking my little claws in the shadows, just being a little gremlin guy in there for a good while.
What
And
claws? You have paws, fucker.
I used to. My nails were really long back then. I didn't bite them. I didn't bite them like I do now.
Bro, I do the exact same thing. I bite my nails down to the fucking bone, bro.
Yeah, but that live stream, I remember it so very clearly. It was so much fun being able to interact with everybody, and it turns out that it's wild because that was October of 2019. I joined the main Discord server in, I want to say, February of 2019, as everybody was leading up to everything that happened in 2020, with everything that happened that year, that one big thing that happened in 2020 that none of us want to talk about, but that led to the Hope from Home live stream, and then that led to the DA live at home, which is where I really started cementing myself more into the community. But yeah, GT was an awesome time. I remember it.
And you've heard of Black SSD, right?
Oh yeah. I have a reaction to it out.
I think the bass came back.
Yes, it did. The bass did come back. I am very happy about that.
I presume the previous two songs were just, I'm guessing it could have just been a mixing accident or something that he didn't realize the first two times.
I don't know. But
then again, I highly doubt Will would want to confirm that because he's a perfectionist, so.
But going back to your experience, back then, how you got more into things.
Yeah. Then Dawn of the Demetrix came along. And, some of the transmissions I actually watched reactions to the transmissions by a wonderful person by the name of Memory Nightmare.
Yes, yes, fellow team member Memory, we love you. You're awesome.
Memory, if you're seeing this, love you, platonically. That could have gone south really fast. Like, for real, that could have gone south so fast.
Anyway.
Yeah. Fucking... Then, here I am, probably waiting for a potential 4th Iris album. That's gonna be fucking Half-Life 3 at this point.
Yeah. Something along that.
Because I feel like... Then again, like, considering how active Will has been with Iris, Will's full of surprises.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely seems like he's a lot more motivated to keep doing Iris stuff, especially now. For a while there, it definitely seemed like he was just kind of done with everything. And I did think that was the case, because for a while, Iris was one of the things that was kind of draining him. But it really does seem like with, building up everything that Heart of an Artist Resurrection had surrounding the lore, with Vegala and the subsystems of that, it really seems like he's getting back into the groove with Iris. Definitely more towards the writing side than anything else, but honestly, at this point, if there was another album, I wouldn't say I would be surprised because of just how much Will is getting back into the groove with it. But at the same time, I'm not going to get my hopes up, because we all know that man acts very, very secretively. He keeps cards close to his chest, so...
But the second he isn't secretive about something, he pretty much lets everyone know about fucking everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's transparent, but secretive.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But, so that's the DA Games, Will, Ryan, Iris side of things. Let's talk about the other big one, and 9 Inch Nails, because that is a major inspiration for you.
I bow down to Trent Reznor every night in my bathroom. I have a shrine dedicated to him in my basement.
Yes. As you do.
And I know you have one of Will Ramos in your attic.
I don't have an attic. I live in an apartment.
Your non-existent attic.
So you said you had an interesting story regarding Trent Reznor.
I do, yes.
9 Inch Nails. What would that be?
So basically, I initially found out about Mr. Reznor via the Year Zero ARG.
Okay.
Basically, I was looking at, like, phone numbers that are all fucked up and shit.
Yeah.
And there's a phone ringing in the background. I'm just gonna let it ring. I don't know who that is.
Say again?
There's a phone ringing in the background. I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I should probably check and see who it is. Give me 1 second. I'm coming forth. Oh my god. What, hello?
This episode of Winter Talks is sponsored by Lipton Iced Tea. Go buy yours now.
It was some gay-ass finance company, I guess.
Oh, gotcha.
Scammer calls are fucking everywhere, dude.
This episode is sponsored by Lipton Iced Tea. Get yours now. Promo code WINTER, 20% off. Anyway.
And if you want it 35% off, unknown and winter, then yeah, it's about a bird. What? Okay.
No, we're not actually sponsored. But I have Lipton tea right next to me. Lipton, if you are at all listening, please sponsor me. I would love to give you more attention. Anyway,
You're more desperate than Andrea is for sex.
I am head over heels for Lipton iced tea. I need Lipton in my life. It is crack to me. It is my fix.
How do I know you don't actually do crack?
Insert the invincible meme. That's the funny part. You don't.
But
Anyway,
yeah, as I was saying, it's basically like phone numbers that are scary or whatever. And I heard the very controversial whatever you called this a phone number during that ARG, you could get a wiretap recording of what sounds like a bunch of people getting mugged. Basically, it sounds like everyone getting fucked. It just sounds like if Abram Valentine grabbed his gun and went postal inside of a fucking nightclub.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've probably heard that before.
Yeah.
And basically I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was freaked out. Like, it was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And then basically I got right back into Nine Inch Nails, and I was kind of like dipping my toes, like listening to Year Zero Hesitation Marks. And then I started really getting into Nine Inch Nails after a little while. I started listening to like Downward Spiral, The Fragile. I'm still listening to The Fragile, like I'm still exploring it. It's a good ass album, seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
And also Downward, Broken, definitely Broken. Pretty Hate Machine, aka the club that Andrea runs. That's literally just Andrea's mixtape at that point. Fucking. I started also listening to like the trilogy, the EP trilogy, like Not the Actual Events, Add Violence, and Bad Witch. I'm still listening to them.
Yeah.
Fucking dope albums.
Yeah, for sure. So that is essentially, the story behind the inspirations. So let's go into your music and
Hallelujah, bitch.
Wait, say again.
Hallelujah, bitch.
Let's get into. I have not reacted to it yet. I am going to do that soon, and I am going to make sure that the video of my reaction is out before this interview. But let's talk about the conception and the writing process behind Descent, because I'm really curious about how this album came together.
Well, Descent, I initially got the song title and segments of the concept from ChatGPT.
Okay.
I know. But I decided I wanted to twist it around and make it my own thing. Because I don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah.
I don't want to run off a fucking ChatGPT.
And I've talked about this a lot. I think that AI is best used as a tool. I hate when it is used as the primary source of the quote-by-quote creativity, because an AI simply cannot create something original. It learns based off of algorithms and stuff like that. However, I don't necessarily support it, but I am definitely okay with it being used as a tool to attempt to fuel creativity. And
so
using
really,
it
you're not like all AI in existence is terrible and it should be deplored. You're just like, this maybe don't, this okay, basically.
Yeah. And I've I don't think I've exactly made that clear to you all in the community, but I've mentioned it a few times in reaction material and also on this podcast before. I've mentioned it in Winter Talks because Mia, also known as Hi, My Name is Shan, the art piece for one of her albums called Everything is Wonderful Reactions on my channel, that album art piece is AI generated.
Yeah.
But it is specifically the reason why Mia chose to make it AI. That's what I can get behind. It's there has to be a reason for its usage. It can't just be, you know, that alone. To me, at least. But let's get back into Descent and I guess the process behind the album because I want to know kind of what was going on trying to make that thing work.
Hell. It was a very interesting process because, there's one song, I won't spoil it, but there is some very morbid audio. Memory, if you're seeing this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a track on there that is... It shows a side of me that is extremely morbid and is extremely raw that I don't think you've definitely never seen.
Okay.
And, you see, Memory whenever... Okay, I'm about to say something. Just so you know, what I'm about to say, Memory has given me full permission to do this. Whenever she heard this, I know I said she because she's let me use she, her pronouns with her. She's given me the thumbs up to do that. I just want to make that clear. So there's no confusion. But basically, whenever she reacted to it, basically, she literally left the room. She was on the verge of crying. She was... It fucked with her a lot.
Yeah.
Because, I won't say why, of course, but... Yeah. It was a very morbid track for me. That song, I won't say, but it's on the album. It's not a cut song. It's on the record. But that's not what you're asking me. You're asking me what were you asking me?
I guess the process that went into creating the album.
Basically, yeah. Basically, like what I did was I grabbed my beautiful Les Paul. I have it actually in the room with me. I don't have it with me, but it's in the room. It's on a cool ass guitar stand. I basically just began listening to Nine Inch Nails and like maybe a little bit of Rammstein. And I just began making up riffs, and the intro was basically, I listened to a bit of like The Day the World Went Away by Nine Inch Nails, and I just pulled it out of my ass. Then track 2, Worse Than Before. That song is very inspired by, well, Downward Spiral to Broken era Nine Inch Nails. But basically TLDR, to put it bluntly, like there wasn't some big ass, like I didn't go into several different fucking Hollywood studios. I recorded the entire album in my fucking bedroom, cause like, I ain't paying $100 to go to some goddamn professional studio when I can just mix and master it myself. I can use presets. I don't need some generic ass Hollywood producer ruining my song and making it sound like overproduced pop garbage.
And I guess my main like thought process here, like my question is like, what was the thought process trying to design, the framework for the album, track by track? What were your thoughts as you were going through the album? I mean, first of all, I guess how long did the album take, like start to finish, production wise?
I can dig in like my session files and potentially answer that question for you.
Okay.
So, as far as I know, the album started as early as there was actually I released a sort of like a compilation of demos called Before the Descent, which is a collection of several tracks from a concept record. Like that. I forgot what I said. What did I say?
Before the Descent.
Yeah, Before the Descent. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Before the Descent was basically it was a collection of original music. It was 7 songs in total, all from stuff leading up to the actual creation of the song Descent. Basically, the album was initially called Dissension,
Okay.
and initially it was entirely instrumental.
Okay.
And it actually dates back to, get this, as early as October 2023.
Okay.
However, I decided. However, I never finished it because I didn't feel like it. So I decided to just scrap it. I didn't delete anything, mind you, but I just scrapped it. And I began officially starting production on Descent in, I want to say, at least very late December 2023. Arguably rock bottom for me.
Yeah.
I could say why, but I also can't, but I also couldn't. So we're gonna go with the second option. Basically, it started out in the sessions officially started in fucking, I want to say, at least January 2024, and they ended like in on March 9th, I believe, if I remember correctly, somewhere in early March. I want to say a few weeks before Descent came out.
Okay.
And then I released the album on March 16th.
Okay.
And I released it, and the day after, Memory did her reaction. But the same day I released the album, I got a call from the one and only QPL3X. And he basically sent this long-ass critique. This long, stupid-ass critique note. Like, this long, obnoxious-ass critique note.
Yeah.
And is it okay if I say what it says?
I would prefer you not say it here, if that's okay.
Yeah, okay. But pretty much the dude was pretty much just insulting everything that the album was actually about. And he was claiming that he was being realistic, and whenever, like, the thing is, he's pretty much just, like, the dude claims that I can't take criticism, when in reality, I called him, I basically said, like, I said sometimes he can come off as an asshole, but he's trying to help, and he took that as criticism, so in reality, the dude's a fucking hypocrite. But yeah, that's not the point, though. Basically, that album was very hard for me to make, because, the day after Descent came out, my dog that I've known for several years, I've known him since I was a kid. Like, no, since I was, like, a baby. He unfortunately passed away of old age and health problems.
Hmm.
And I was very depressed whenever it happened. March was arguably a very rough month for me.
Yeah.
Really late 2023 to early 2024 was the worst point in my life because I was losing fucking everyone. And I felt like I had such few people in my life. And I felt like I couldn't do anything right, you know?
Yeah. I guess. I mean, with Descent, so as you said, you started sessions in January. So that means the album, from start to finish only took, I guess, that would mean from like October till March, which is, I want to say that's only a 6-month entire production cycle, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And the album is over an hour long, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many tracks?
There is a total of 17 with an additional bonus track.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Like,
stop it, you're making my nipples swell.
18 tracks in 6 months. And as you've said, there were definitely scrap tracks on there too. There stuff that didn't get in.
No, actually, scrap songs on that album weren't recorded fully.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, there was still scrap stuff, is what I'm saying.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm friends with people like Sammy. And for instance, one of the albums that they made is The World in My Eyes, which is still their longest album to date with 18 tracks running an hour and a half. And that album took, I want to say, upwards of 3 years from start to finish.
Yeah.
You did that in literally like a fourth of the time.
Yeah.
Less than that. Which is absolutely fucking insane to me. Like, if there's one thing I really respect about you, it's your ability to, once you start on something, you go. You run with that shit. And I think it's really cool to see that aspect especially come out in Descent. Because Descent as an album, going through, out of what I've heard, the basis for it is pretty much just a mental spiral down into insanity and brokenness. It's basically
just Diet Coke the downward spiral.
Like, not only would that be a monumental task for anybody to try and delve into that headspace for the length of time it would make to create 18 tracks, but you did it at such a speed and pace that it was done in 6 months. That's insane to me.
Well, technically, the official finalized recording began, and it only took 2 months.
Which is even crazier. Like, I cannot imagine doing that. I mean, I'm not an instrumentalist, definitely not, so I don't exactly know how that goes, but I know my timeline when it comes to doing vocals and lyrics, and I can't do that shit.
Don't mind the crinkling bag, I'm just getting a snack, I'm hungry.
You're good. But I guess just... How did you do it? I guess. Like, because, again, that's huge. That's a huge achievement. To have so much done in such little time.
First of all, that means a lot coming from you, because, honestly, I mean this from the bottom of my fucking heart. A lot of your music, I can't remember, while it wasn't on my mind directly, it played a part in that, and coming from someone who had some sort of key function in that album, that means the fucking world, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But how did I do it? I fucking did it. I don't fucking know.
I guess it's like when it comes to a lot of musicianship, I can definitely agree on that. It's like when people ask like, "How did you do this?" It's I fucking did it, bro. What do you want me to say?
Exactly.
I totally get that. But speaking of, Descent, as of more recently, you've kind of rebranded it because originally it was under the Real Unknown. But as of more recently, you've been talking about the project label that it would be under called Unspeakable. So, if I may ask, what is Unspeakable, in a sense? Like, what exactly
Unspeakable
is
is the
that?
Irish of the Real Unknown.
Okay, fair.
I know you're probably gonna. I know you probably want to know what unspeakable actually means in my world.
Yeah, for sure.
Unspeakable basically is like because our protagonist, me basically, has endured so much terrible shit. Like the terrible shit that they've endured, they can't even put into words. So the experiences that they're basically just writing it all. They're basically just making noises into a goddamn microphone and calling it music. Basically,
Okay.
like, basically they're just letting out their feelings. And basically just having them break down live in a song.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
To put it bluntly, Unspeakable is arguably a fucking like is just like Unspeakable is such a just like you can't speak trauma sometimes. If you've gone through something so harrowing, you can't put it into words. It's best to just scream inaudible noises to let out your feelings, and that's what Unspeakable basically is, man.
Okay. That definitely makes sense. My remaining question regarding Unspeakable is the question of is there going to be more music released in Unspeakable?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because it seems like Descent is just the beginning of what is coming next.
Yeah, but considering like I'm a lot happier now. I'm saving it only for whenever I'm in a piss mood, like whenever my mood is fucking god awful. I'm saving that sort of thing for Unspeakable.
Okay. Definitely fair.
Because I don't want to act out pain. I want it to be real.
Yeah. And I think that's something that I won't say who, but there are some creators that I know that have made material off of like that is supposedly based on their trauma. But when they make that material, they aren't in that place anymore. So they can't accurately replicate that. But it's situations like this, or a little plug here in my case, Reminiscent Desolation, which is a very dark collection of material that was made during literally the worst period of my life. And I think it really helps the authenticity of a craft to be in the space that the material is based on. It's like you can't accurately replicate that unless you're there. So I definitely agree with that approach to stuff like Unspeakable. Any other comments from you?
My name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Buy my merch.
So we've talked about both Unspeakable and Descent. Let's talk about the newest project that you have that is slowly coming up in the works, entitled Cerberus Incoming.
Cerebrus incoming.
Cerebrus, sorry.
You're fine.
How about you explain to the audience here what exactly Cerebrus Incoming is?
Well, you see, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Jesus Christ.
But in all seriousness, Cerebrus incoming is basically an analog horror album, or an album that is made of entirely metalcore songs about analog horror.
Yes.
The darker the analog horror, the heavier the song.
Okay.
So like Walton Files, for example, Disturbed or fucking Pantera at the heaviest.
Okay.
Mandela Catalog, Diet Coke, Lorna Shore.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. And you recently, in fact, put out a single entitled Watch You Drown. It is one of the few things of yours that I have officially listened to. It's one of the very few songs in recent memory that is new and just recently came out that I've actually listened to on my own time, which is fucking wild. But you collaborated with the artist Tobias Harwood, I believe his name is?
Yeah, Titty Fucker Harwood. I don't know how to pronounce his goddamn name.
But yeah,
Well, I know it could be Latin.
how did that collaboration come about? How did you guys, get in touch?
Well, I actually have probably one of the coolest stories to ever tell you, dude.
Okay.
So basically, I initially contacted this guy saying, hey, I was like, basically like, I asked him, hey, I'm 14 years old and high functioning autistic, because at the time I asked him, I was 14.
Yeah.
I'm 15 currently. I'm fucking old. I'm sure you can relate, dude. I'm sure you can fucking relate. But,
Anyway.
I told the guy, hey, I'm doing this album, I really don't have money right now, so I was wondering if you could potentially do the vocals for me for free. Which was a really stupid idea, which was kind of a dumb idea. But you wanna know what the response I got was, actually?
What's that?
Hey, how many songs are on the album?
Oh, shit.
The dude was actually... The fact that the dude was even considering it.
Yeah.
And basically, after some trial and tribulation, the guy... Basically, the dude was willing... Not only was the guy willing to do that song for free, he's willing to do the fucking album for free.
Oh, shit. So it's a collaboration album between you two?
He's doing vocals and some lyrics. Everything else is me.
Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I did not know that. I thought that it was just his vocals going to be on that one track. Okay. That's awesome.
And you gotta admit, that's a really cool move of him to do.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. For sure.
And I've gotten the chance to talk with him, and he's a fucking great guy.
Yeah, for sure. Harwood, if you're out there, shout out to you. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Harwood, you fucking rock.
So, yeah. May I ask how many songs are going to be on this record at this point in time?
Let me check my master track list real quick.
Okay.
Let me find the DM that I have, because I've shared the track list with Memory, so.
Okay.
So there's one, two. There's 22 total songs.
Jesus.
I have too much
Holy-
fucking musical ideas, bro.
Good fucking god.
What is another
So-
reason why I haven't really worked on BMTC yet? Because I'm coming up with such good riffs that I want to use for the analog album, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Wow, 22. That's a massive fucking album. And I mean, judging by the length of Watch You Drown, my guess is it's gonna be a longer album, yeah?
Much longer than Descent, totally.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Nope. I could never fucking do that. I could never write 22 songs for one collection. Absolutely not. Oh my god.
Well, I went ahead and did it, fucker.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is
Yeah.
actually kind of insane.
And I'm a 15-year-old fucking dork that's doing this entirely out of their bedroom.
Yeah, for sure. So, is there anything regarding Cerebrus Incoming that you can tease, I guess, in terms of material or, anything like that?
Breakdowns.
Okay. And you've told me that the intended release date is going to be sometime in 2025.
I mean, considering the work pace, it'll be in fucking 2050.
I hope not. Gotta get Remdes out sometime. Speaking of which, that leads right into our next conversation about different collaborations that you've done.
Ding, ding.
And
The collaboration train, fuckers.
And that actually leads into something that I talked about earlier. You are going to be the instrumentalist on Reminiscent Desolation.
And
The-
Reminiscent Industries as a whole. Minus
Yeah.
the second record.
Yeah, the main instrumentalist for Reminiscent Industries. Any of the original music that comes out of there, besides, album 3. I'm gonna talk about that at another time, though. But yeah, so that's happening, I guess.
Ding, ding, motherfuckers.
I don't think we've really talked much about what exactly the plan is for that album, besides just, me giving you the lyrics and at this point only 2 tracks of vocals and saying, hey, do whatever the fuck you want with these. as long
I
as
talked about a potential remix album.
Yes. I actually wasn't going to mention that here, but yes, there are potentials for, the anniversary of the album itself, if and when it releases. We've talked about potential ideas for that. But yeah, I think that you are one of the few people who truly understands the weight and the gravitas of what Remdes means to me. I think that you were one of the only people I could actually come to, with confidence and say, like, hey, I think that you would be a good fit to properly create the instrumental and, hear my vocals before anyone else does with this album.
Yeah, because I don't do AI with your vocals. That's scummy as fuck.
Yeah. I really think that you were one of the only people that I could ever trust with stuff like the vocal stems
I mean, knowing
for.
you, dude, considering how you are, that's a fucking blessing.
I mean, a blessing or a curse, because some of the rough drafts have been pretty shitty. Um, but
Yeah, some of them sound like dog shit, no offense.
yeah. But I really think that you were the right choice for this. And especially because of shit that you've confided in me that you've gone through. I really think that you are someone who really understands the place that this collection of music comes from. And I'm really happy to be working on it with you. Like, honestly, I really
Oh,
am.
man.
I'm really excited.
Oh, man. Fucking hell, dude. You're making my nipples swell again. I'm gonna have to get that checked out.
Jesus.
Bro, that means the fucking world, dude, man. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you are bringing. I mean, especially with track 3, Why Can't I See? You're gonna be bringing to life music that has been trapped inside of my head for more than a decade now.
I mean, considering you like you liked Watch You Drown, I think I'll be able to bring this album pretty good justice.
Yeah, for sure. Like, especially Why Can't I See? That song is something I'm the most excited for. It's probably going to be the track that gives us the most struggle in how we're going to go about this album because of how different it is from the other ones. But I have confidence that we'll be able to do it well.
By the way, Winter, can you cut this part out?
Okay,
Like what
we
I'm
can
about
do
to
that.
say. About BMTC, the riff I currently have in my head for it is like, it's kind of got like a below era Beartooth vibe. I think you'll like it whenever I fucking have it fully put down.
Okay.
Anyway, respectively.
You're good.
But yeah, as you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, so at this point, are there any other collaborations in terms of music that you can let us know about? Are there any in the works that you can't let us know about?
I've considered potentially working with you, like, on a potential, maybe one of the bonus tracks, or, like, I don't know, like, one of the analog, like, if I ever do a second analog horror album, which I've kind of confirmed that I will, I was thinking maybe featuring you on one of the songs. I think that'd be pretty sick.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else besides that?
Nothing at this time, but then again, anything can change.
Yeah. All right. So that is actually run through all of our topics that we have on the list. So I guess the only question I have for you is essentially the question I asked to all of the other guests that I have on these little talks. What is next for you? Like, very near, distant future stuff or long-term stuff. What is next for Unknown?
Sleep.
Soup is good. Soup is great.
And sleep.
Yes, sleep is also fun. Sleep is
But,
great.
yeah. In all seriousness, probably Cerebus Incoming will release potentially album 2, like, fucking 20 years after that. Fucking... Oh, yeah. What's next? Have you heard of emergency alert systems?
I have not.
They're basically, I'll let you look those up on your own time, but basically they're like horror scenarios that are done with like an emergency broadcast system.
Okay.
Kind of like in The Purge, and I'm making an original metalcore album based off of those as well.
Okay. Fun. Hell yeah.
But in my world, that's pretty much about it. I mean, there's a lot of other things that I can't get off the top of my head, but that's pretty much the main shit. There's a lot of stuff that may not be important, but that's pretty much it.
Alrighty then. Well then, to those of you who are listening, thank you for sticking with us this far and not having the attention span of a fucking goldfish. Because people need to widen their attention spans these days. Thank you for listening.
Or a dead moose.
True. And if you like what you hear, if you like what you've heard here, leave a like, leave a comment below on what you thought of our discussions here. I'll leave a link to Unknown socials in the description so you can, follow whatever he does. Unknown, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. That'll be, as long as it's not too problematic, you can say pretty much anything you want into the mic. Go. About 30 seconds. Go.
Hello, my name is Scrotal McGee. I come from the planet of Mars. I shit my pants. My dick looks like a sea otter. And lastly, I fell up the stairs. Andrea Ivala is also gay. And also not.
Alrighty then. And then on that note, we will see you all next time. Peace, everybody. In due time.